The hallway where we were trying to enter to get out, to get freedom, is only the size of where me and you are in the length and width of it. So you can only imagine 95 people trying to get in this small area as the width of me and you. With that going on and trying to enter out of that door, I think that's where me and my friend lost touch at. As I'm going through that door, gunshots and the lights on in that hallway is different from the club. So I don't know if someone hit the switch or did he knock it all out with shooting, because I can't say.
But it's dark.
It's dark. And if you watched the news and you seen where his car was and you seen the blue tint over it, there's a gate right there. We were in that hallway. People were hiding behind his car because he was shooting on the patio. As I'm running out of that same hallway, and I look behind me to try to see if my friend is coming behind me because he's seen me going. Well, I'm figuring he's seen this is where we need to go because this is where I let you. And he wasn't behind me, but as I'm looking behind me and still moving, a girl gets shot right behind me and she falls on the floor and people trims over her like she's nothing because they're so in a panic attack, and we're at a standstill at this time because it's dark and the gate is black and you can't really see where the latch is to open it. Shots are still being fired. People are running out screaming, bleeding. I ran across the street to the fire department, then to the 7-Eleven, and I made a Snapchat and I was just like, if you guys are okay, please just snap me back because the police is here. I don't know where my friends are.
They were on time. It was at least like it was just shooting.
How did you escape?
I managed to jump. I jumped up. I ran to that back wall back there. I jumped on a silver table, high silver table, and I hopped the fence. And I ran to the 7-Eleven.
Next thing you know, I just started hearing like bang, pop, 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 pop. And people were like scattering, running around. I didn't really know what to do. I'm looking for my friend. I kind of curled up in a corner for a second. Then I unfroze myself and then jumped over the back wall that everyone was trying to get out of. I just jumped over and just kept running. As much as I kept on hearing the gunshots, I just kept running because I didn't know which way they were coming from. they sounded close, they sounded far, they sounded close, they sounded far, and it stopped for about 2 seconds, and then, yeah.
At first, I didn't really know what was going on. It was a typical night. It was very fun. Nothing. It was very end of the bar time. They had already did last call. Luckily, my roommates and I were near the back patio exit, which is where the back patio bar is. We left once we heard the initial gunshots and hopped over the fence eventually. That's when we ran in the parking lot to the safety zone that was set up as the perimeter from the police.
So when you made it out, you crawled out to the patio, then what happened?
I got up and then I crouched and I was zigzagging my way after, because there was a whole bunch of people that had gone out and the privacy fence went down, and that's when everybody was just like going.
It's a great layout. They had just remodeled it. They made it look really, really wonderful. There is I guess a crest or a crevice where the entrance happens. You have to go through there. There's a mini hallway that enters to my bar, well, the bar I was in, and then the main dance floor. But at that point in time, when everything was going off, we couldn't even tell where it was coming.
A high caliber. There's no way that would have been a pistol or something else. And then people start pouring into the back staff hallway, and they just sardine pack everyone.
Yusuf could see a life-saving option beyond the crouched, panicky people. 2 doors. One led back into the club, the other led out to safety. But anyone, had to unlatch it.
A bullet's gonna go through this door, or he's coming through. There's no other choice. Either I'm gonna die right now with everyone else, or we could get somebody out. I'm screaming. The shots kept going off. I'm just screaming, open the door, and no one's moving because they're scared. And I jumped over, opened that latch, and we got everyone as we can out of there.
We had first pushed our way through the door, and it was a small alleyway in regards of a lot of people trying to get out, and it was really, really a lot of traffic. So me and this tall gentleman, we just had the idea to close the door shut and push against to make sure if it was coming this way, because the bullets were getting louder, it was getting closer. We just kept the door shut, tried getting everyone as much space and as much time to get out. There was banging, there was pushing of the door. That was on my mind. But at that point in time, I just tried doing what I thought would be best at that moment, because it was getting louder and getting closer. And I looked to my left, there was a good 20 people piling on top of each other, trying to exit out a small closet-looking door to the parking lot. And I pray that it was nobody trying to escape, and if they did, if they hid, if they got stuck, and you don't know what to do until that happens. And I just thought I was doing the right thing.
You were worried
I'm not a hero.
about getting trampled, in other words. So many people were coming into this small little corridor.
I didn't care about getting trampled. Oh. I wanted everyone to get out. My goal was making sure my best friend and these people had space, because panic and chaos was not allowing everyone to get through there. So by holding that door, it was only about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, it seemed like. I felt like that was enough time, and people made their way through, and then there was a gaping hole in the fence that someone busted through, and people figured out another route. We went to this alleyway, which led for only employees, and we had tried, me and this random guy tried blocking the door, because at that point, like I said, the bullets were getting louder and closer, so we blocked this door, and we did hear banging. And I pray it wasn't anyone trying to escape, because I would forever feel guilty. But at that point, there was still about 20 people in front of us crammed in this little alleyway with a big hole in one of the fences, and just trying to topple over, just trying to escape, just run.
nowhere to go. There was no exit. There was no window to break to get out. So I just ran into the bathroom.
And I froze. I looked around and I'm just seeing everyone running different directions, trying to figure out how to get out. Because when you're in the back, there's really not that many exits to get out. So then I
And
see
that's
people,
where you were. You were in the back. There's a patio in the
Yeah.
back of the club.
Yep. And then that's when I saw everyone jumping over the fence, just trying to get out. So then I just went and did the same thing. I ran over to the fence, I jumped over the fence, and I started running.
And the shooting just continued and just continued, and it just didn't stop. And as soon as it stopped and I kind of heard them like reloading, I got up and ran through one of the back doors, which a lot of people don't know, but since I was a DJ there, I went through behind the DJ booth. There's a door there, and I jumped the fence.
Around you at that point, also on the ground with you?
Yes, there was multiple people to my left-hand side, and the people that were on my right-hand side, they just got up and ran, and they just started getting out of the exit. But there were so many people at once, they were all falling on each other just to get out, so it made it really hard to get out.
Like, we just need to create a better awareness too. Like, you know, just when you're going out, like even if you go to like movie theaters and stuff like that, like always know where your exits are. That's one big takeaway that I have from this situation, because I mean, I feel like I could have saved a lot more people if we knew where the proper exits were. So in a moment of desperation, we're all crawling on the floor trying to find a place to exit, and I look to my right and I see that a lot of people are going through some curtains. So we start digging through the curtains and we finally see a door, and we try to like actually leave the door and exit the door. As we're getting out of the door, there's a very like narrow passage. It must have been like maybe this thick, and there's probably like 50 people trying to like jump over each other and just like exit the place. And there was a guy kind of holding the door, and the guy was holding the door, not letting us exit the club. And we're like, what's going on? He's like, no, you guys have to stay inside. And as he's saying that, the shooter keeps getting closer and closer, and like the sound of the bullets are getting closer and closer, so everyone starts to panic.